Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of March 19, 2025. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an Infantry Officer. Analysis of Ukrainian tactics. The report suggests that Ukrainian forces are attempting similar tactics across different regions, such as mechanized group assaults aimed at quickly capturing bridgeheads. However, these efforts are characterized as lacking in flexibility and resources, with repeated tactics not adapting to the strengthened Russian defenses, which now feature increased minefield density, improved fire control, and greater use of unmanned systems.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, your trusted source for the latest developments on security and defense operations involving military forces. I'm your host, and today we have an exclusive interview with Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, who will provide insights into the progress of the special military operation as of March 19, 2025. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's begin with the big picture. How has the operation progressed over the past 24 hours?
The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct operations across multiple sectors. We have engaged Ukrainian formations in key strategic areas, achieving operational gains and inflicting significant losses. Our forces have repelled attempted advances, strengthened defensive positions, and neutralized enemy capabilities across the Belgorod, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, and Kursk regions.
Can you share details on the situation in the Belgorod direction?
Yes. Our North group of forces engaged Ukrainian formations in Sumy region, near Marino, Petrushevka, and Ugrody. These included a heavy mechanized brigade, 2 airborne assault brigades, and 2 assault regiments. The Ukrainian armed forces suffered over 70 personnel losses, along with the destruction of multiple tanks, infantry fighting vehicles, engineering vehicles, and artillery pieces. The enemy's attempt to gain ground in this sector was decisively countered.
You mentioned Ukrainian forces attempting to gain ground. Are they employing new tactics, or are they repeating previous strategies?
From what we've observed, Ukrainian forces appear to be using a repeated mechanized assault strategy. They aim to rapidly seize a bridgehead using concentrated armored units, but they are encountering difficulties due to our adaptive defenses. Unlike previous engagements, we have enhanced fire control, increased the density of minefields, and strengthened our use of unmanned aerial surveillance. These improvements have made Ukrainian attempts to break through much less effective.
Turning to the Donetsk region, what is the latest from the battlefield there?
Significant battles took place in this region, particularly in areas around Seversk, Kramatorsk, Chasov Yar, and Ivanopoli. Our southern and center groups of forces engaged multiple Ukrainian brigades, including mechanized, infantry, unmanned systems, and National Guard units. The Ukrainian forces lost up to 270 personnel in one sector and over 460 in another, along with combat vehicles, artillery, and support equipment.
That's a substantial number of losses in a single day. What does this indicate about the intensity of the conflict in these areas?
It reflects the high level of Ukrainian resistance, but also the effectiveness of our strategy. Ukrainian forces are heavily invested in defending these areas, but our advances have been sustained and deliberate. The engagements show that while they are committing significant resources, they are struggling to maintain effective control over key positions.
Air and artillery support have been critical throughout this operation. How have these assets been utilized in the past day?
Operational tactical aviation, unmanned strike systems, missile troops, and artillery were all employed effectively. We targeted Ukrainian military infrastructure, including airfields, drone storage facilities, ammunition depots, and enemy personnel concentrations in over 140 locations. These strikes have disrupted Ukrainian logistics and weakened their operational capacity.
With such heavy reliance on drone warfare, how is the air defense system responding to Ukrainian countermeasures?
Our air defense systems remain highly effective. In the past 24 hours alone, we intercepted 142 unmanned aerial vehicles, including 61 operating outside the primary combat zones. Ukrainian forces continue to rely on drone attacks, but our electronic warfare measures and intercept capabilities are neutralizing these threats efficiently.
Moving to the Kursk region, what's the latest update on the fighting near the border?
The Ukrainian armed forces made another attempt to penetrate our defenses in the Kursk region. Our North Group engaged and inflicted losses on a mechanized brigade, 2 airborne assault brigades, a Marine brigade, and 2 territorial defense brigades in multiple settlements, including Gagolevka, Gavo, and Oleshnya. Artillery and aviation strikes also targeted enemy positions across several other locations. The Ukrainian forces suffered over 230 casualties, and multiple armored vehicles, artillery, and UAV control points were destroyed.
With repeated incursions into Belgorod and Kursk, what do these patterns tell us about Ukrainian objectives?
It suggests that these attacks may be more about political and informational impact than military success. Even a temporary breakthrough across the border would generate international attention and serve as psychological pressure. However, the Ukrainian command appears to lack flexibility in planning. The tactics used in Belgorod mirror those in Kursk, despite their previous failure. The result has been the same: heavy losses with no significant territorial gains.
So, you believe these actions are part of a broader information strategy rather than a purely military operation?
Absolutely. The Ukrainian forces appear constrained in their tactical options. Given their limited success on the ground, they may be prioritizing symbolic actions over meaningful territorial control. However, our ability to quickly respond and adapt to their movements has ensured that these offensives have not achieved their intended results.
Looking ahead, what are the primary objectives for the next phase of the operation?
Our forces will continue to press the advantage by targeting enemy logistics, supply chains, and reinforcement routes. We are committed to expanding our control over key strategic locations, eliminating high-value enemy assets, and preventing NATO-supplied weaponry from altering the battlefield dynamics. The operation remains focused on achieving strategic depth while minimizing civilian impact.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you. It's essential to keep the public informed about the ongoing progress. Israel has initiated new strikes against people in Gaza, targeting food supplies, according to the Israeli military. A new ground operation in Gaza has also commenced. These strikes have resulted in the deaths of over 400 Palestinians and have shattered a prior ceasefire. Hamas asserts that Israel has breached the ceasefire agreement. The conflict persists, with renewed evacuation orders for Palestinians in Gaza in anticipation of airstrikes. The situation is further complicated by other regional events, including Turkey detaining Istanbul's mayor and Sudan initiating a case against the UAE at the ICJ over alleged complicity in genocide.